Nicki or Cardi B? Not me, yo.
Cardi B just broke the internet again, and this time, things are getting way too wild. What started as a tiny jab about album sales has turned into one of the nastiest rap feuds in years. Saweetie tried to get cute by mocking Cardi's numbers, saying that even with all the buzz and drama, her new project still couldn't outsell Nicki Minaj's. But Saweetie didn't stop there. She made sure everyone knew she was Team Nicki, tossing shade straight at Cardi and her never-ending war with her biggest rival. That one slick move was all it took for Cardi to snap. Instead of firing off her usual clapback, she went for the throat, threatening to drop a tape so wild it could wreck reputations, end marriages, and flip the industry upside down. Cardi's claiming that Saweetie hooked up with Offset and that there's receipts. This isn't just rap beef anymore. This is full-blown bedroom drama playing out in front of the entire world. Just when it seemed like the drama couldn't get any crazier, Nicki Minaj jumped right into the fire. She's now openly backing Saweetie, pouring gasoline on the chaos and making everything 10 times hotter. The rap girls are clashing again, and it's turning into pure mayhem. Nicki's been out here calling Saweetie her best friend, hyping her up like she a real bad one. But let's be real, Saweetie should have known better than to dive headfirst into this adult mess, because now the streets are buzzing with one messy truth. Saweetie and Offset allegedly had something going on while he was still married to Cardi. And sure, people have whispered about Saweetie and Offset's little situation before, but there was never any proof. Cardi brushed it off back then, calling it nothing but fake gossip. But now, with Saweetie siding with Nicki and throwing shade like she's untouchable, Cardi's patience has officially run out. And let's not forget, Offset's been extra grimy lately, dragging his feet in the divorce and stirring up even more drama just to make things worse for Cardi. So between Offset acting reckless and Saweetie openly showing love to Nicki, Cardi's had enough of the nonsense. She's over it, completely done with the drama, and to top it off, she's dealing with it all while pregnant. But here's the twist. Saweetie, who usually keeps her cool and stays out of social media chaos, shocked everyone when she pulled a slick move online. She posted and then quickly deleted a picture of a man who looked a whole lot like Offset. Fans started debating immediately, saying it was just an old photo of her and Quavo, but the resemblance had everyone talking. And to make things even shadier, Saweetie captioned the post, "Fight night." Like, huh? That timing wasn't random at all. Even though she deleted it later, the internet already had screenshots and receipts flying everywhere. And just when people were still trying to figure it out, Cardi clearly caught the shade. She wasted no time firing back, sending some pointed shots Saweetie's way. And from the tone of her posts, you could tell she was heated. Cardi fired off a savage post saying, "You must have missed me. How crazy. Now kiss my feet." And that was just the beginning. She even retweeted a fan who said, "Tell her make a hit. She's in the studio just wasting time." A direct hit at Saweetie's music slump lately. But Cardi wasn't just throwing petty shots this time. Reports say she's finally ready to spill the real reason behind the Migos breakup, and it's explosive. According to insiders, Cardi's admitting that Saweetie's alleged affair with Offset was the real spark that tore the group apart. That's wild because she's always denied that rumor, even though fans clocked it years ago. When Migos first split, Offset tried to play it cool and stay quiet, but Quavo kept dropping shady hints every chance he got, talking about messy situations and letting everyone know there was way more drama behind the scenes than they wanted to admit. Even Takeoff got caught in the middle, stuck between loyalty and the truth about what really went down. In one old interview, Quavo and Takeoff didn't even try to hide it. Quavo threw some not-so-subtle shots straight at Offset, and fans could tell there was tension bubbling under every word.
Ain't nothing gonna change, so.
So we just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
And when it came time for Takeoff to speak on the whole situation, he kept it cool, but you could feel the tension. Here's exactly what Takeoff had to say about all this madness.
The only time to tell, but you know, we always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change.
R.I.P. to Takeoff, because he was definitely holding it down for Quavo, even though he got tangled deep in all that drama. You could tell he was caught in the middle, trying to keep the peace with Offset while still backing Quavo when things fell apart. And when Migos split up, fans went wild with theories. Some said Offset wanted out of quality control. Others swore it was all about money and contracts. But Quavo set the record straight. It wasn't about business, it was about loyalty. That's when people started connecting the dots and realizing those Saweetie and Offset rumors might have been real all along. Things really exploded when Cardi got into that heated back and forth with blogger Sleaze Mirage. That's when the alleged affair got dragged back into the spotlight. Mirage claimed Offset slept with Saweetie and even said, "Do you really want to discuss husbands of?" trying to bait Cardi into reacting. Of course, Cardi wasn't having it. She clapped back instantly, saying, "No baby, you lying. You making crazy lies, starting stuff and dragging female reps with no receipts." She shut it all the way down, calling the whole thing a made-up mess. Now, say what you want about Cardi and her marriage. She really tried to hold it together through everything. But some secrets just don't stay buried forever. Because even if she wanted to keep Offset's situation with Saweetie under wraps, Quavo made sure the truth slipped out. In his track Messy with Takeoff, he dropped lines that had fans buzzing, and to make it even more obvious, he straight up recreated that infamous elevator fight scene in the music video. Even though Cardi stayed quiet in public after all that chaos, word on the street is that she got her lick back behind the scenes. She's never been one to let things slide, especially when it comes to women linked to Offset. Cardi's known for going after his alleged side chicks, and it's nearly cost her her freedom before. Everybody remembers when she was accused of sending people to handle Jade and her sister after Offset's affair drama, right? Or that time she went head-to-head with Cuban Doll online. Cardi does not play when she feels disrespected. And according to insiders, Saweetie might have ended up in the same crossfire. It's rumored that Cardi tried to get her quietly blackballed in the industry, pulling strings behind the curtain to mess with her bag. Allegedly, Cardi was pushing hard to get Saweetie's name off certain projects, freezing her out while smiling for the cameras. That's when people started saying Saweetie clapped back in her own way, throwing shade over Cardi's numbers and teasing her for not outselling Nicki. This messy back and forth all started brewing back in 2022 when news dropped that Cardi was supposed to hop on the FNF Let's Go remix with Glorilla, Latto, and JT. It was hyped up to be the anthem of the summer, and Cardi had already locked in her verse, ready to go. All that was left was to film the video with the other girls, but let's just say things didn't go as planned. Then out of nowhere, boom! Saweetie got cut from the FNF Let's Go remix. No warning, no explanation, just gone. What made it even shadier was that she was the only one removed, and there was never any known tension between her and Glorilla. Fans and insiders were left scratching their heads, wondering what really went down behind the scenes. The timing was way too suspicious, and the questions just kept stacking up. Right when the rumors started catching fire, Glorilla suddenly announced that Cardi B was hopping on her next big hit, Tomorrow 2, and that's when it all clicked. People started speculating that Saweetie getting dropped from FNF might have had everything to do with Cardi sliding in for the next collab. The timing looked shady, and let's be real, it sounded like something Cardi might pull, especially considering her past drama with Jade and her sister. And if that wasn't enough, Cardi stirred the pot even more by tweeting shade about Offset and Quavo, saying, "They be going for anything, but I can't go for none of that. You already know the boys caught that sub." So when Quavo and Takeoff pulled up to Drink Champs, they made their stance clear. They picked Nicki Minaj over Cardi B, and that spoke volumes.
Nicki or Cardi B? Not me, y'all. This is mad. I'm taking a shot.
That's sinister
I'm gonna say Nicki.
Yeah, see, I was finna say the same thing though. That's crazy.
So you said Nicki?
Yeah.
So being that y'all agree, that's a shot. They gotta take a shot.
No doubt about it, Nore knew exactly what he was doing when he brought up Nicki versus Cardi on Drink Champs. He wasn't interviewing, he was stirring the pot like a pro. With all that long-standing tension between Cardi and Nicki, that one question was guaranteed to set things off, and it did. Takeoff, as always, tried to keep it chill and stay clear of the chaos, but Quavo, he couldn't resist jumping right into it. let's be honest, by that point, Quavo and Cardi weren't on good terms at all, so there was no way he was gonna side with her over Nicki, even if deep down he might have been neutral. But that's Drink Champs for you. They live for messy moments like this. Bringing up the Nicki and Cardi beef was the perfect way to keep the internet buzzing. Still, Quavo naming Nicki out loud, that was shady on purpose. Everyone knows Nicki hasn't exactly been cool with Migos or their camp for a while, so him acting like they were suddenly besties screamed petty. And just when fans thought things couldn't get wilder, Nicki came swinging right back. She threw shots at Quavo online saying, "Quavo, was it worth it? Dummy, no career. Take off gone. Remember you told me you were Beyonce of the group? I laughed so hard inside. Anyway, pay Offset his alimony. Barney B. Nicki didn't hold anything back. Anyway, let's circle back to Cardi and Saweetie, because this story just keeps getting juicier. Saweetie's usually known for minding her business and keeping things cute. But don't get it twisted, she's got a sneaky side too. Her kind of shade is the quiet, slick type, the kind that flies under the radar until it's too late. That fight night post wasn't her first shady move toward Cardi either. It was just the most obvious one. One unforgettable moment went down when some unflattering Getty images of Cardi from the Vanity Fair Oscars after party hit the internet. Fans instantly started dragging her, saying she didn't look like her Instagram photos and accusing her of heavy photoshopping. They even called her a filter fraud, and the internet went wild. Then, out of nowhere, Nicki Minaj jumped on Twitter with a post that said "Clock Back TV," and everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. But Nicki didn't stop there. She followed up with another jab saying, "Photoshop them bars." And that's when Saweetie decided to jump in too. Instead of staying quiet, she piled on, liking shady posts and throwing subtle digs that made the drama even louder. Fans caught it instantly, realizing that Saweetie wasn't just being messy, she was choosing sides, and she picked the most controversial one possible. Saweetie knew exactly what she was doing, and she did it flawlessly. She dropped her own unedited Getty images with the caption, "She don't need no edits," making her point loud and clear. The timing couldn't have been shadier. She posted those pictures right when Cardi was already catching heat online for her Vanity Fair shots. It was a perfectly calculated move, and everyone knew it. Of course, Cardi saw the shade and fired off a tweet saying, "I'm not as mean as I could be, and I want people to be more grateful for that." But while she tried to keep it cool, Saweetie kept clowning her during the ongoing war with Nicki, and that was the last straw. Cardi's reportedly done playing nice and has allegedly claimed to be holding something explosive, tapes of Saweetie and Offset together while she and Offset were still married. Sources say Cardi's daring either one of them to come for her again so she can drop those receipts out of pure petty revenge. And knowing Cardi's history, if they push her too far, she just might do it. The whole thing is spinning out of control now. What started as shady posts has turned into full-blown chaos. This whole situation, it's pure trash fire energy, but here we are watching it unfold anyway. What started as a petty jab over album sales has exploded into a full-blown storm. Bedroom drama, blackballing whispers, shady posts, Twitter wars, and a rap feud so wild even Nicki's tangled up in it. Saweetie's been sliding in her slick little digs, Cardi's firing back with alleged receipts, and Offset, he's smack in the middle, stirring the pot like he always does. This isn't just rap beef anymore. It's personal, messy, and playing out for the entire world to see. Now we've got careers clashing, egos bruised, and private lives turning into public entertainment. Fans are glued to their screens, dissecting every post, every like, every lyric, just waiting for the next bombshell to drop. And with Cardi allegedly holding tapes that could flip the entire game upside down, let's be real, the tea isn't just hot, it's nuclear. At this point, nobody's safe. Saweetie, Offset, Quavo, Takeoff, Nicki, Cardi, they're all trapped in this chaotic game where the stakes keep getting higher and the drama keeps getting dirtier. And one thing's crystal clear, this saga is far from over. So buckle up, because if you thought it was wild before, you ain't seen nothing yet. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.